Welcome back to the Creatively Challenged podcast for Monday, March 19th. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Nolan, and I am seated alongside Mike Douglas and Danny Stewart. What's up, guys?
You've never asked us simultaneously before.
I changed it.
I don't like that.
I'm included. You want it just Mike first?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like it's a staple to the show.
And then I stumble over my words.
Yeah, to ask how Mike is doing, and then he just goes like, "Good, Ryan." And I'll just say something stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, then I'll start with Mike. Mike, what's up?
Pretty good. I never know what to say because it's like you're like asking me what's up, but I've seen you for like 2 hours already
Yeah.
today, so it's almost
Yeah.
like
It's
I
not
don't
like
know
we
what
just
to
ran
say,
into each other.
You know?
Yeah, it's almost like doing the double hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I thought maybe, hey, I'll include the both of them because maybe I shouldn't just start with Mike, but it was the wrong choice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but Dan, how are you?
I'm already kind of drunk. We're recording on Saturday, which is St. Patrick's Day, so I hope everybody's fine today, because you got the whole Sunday to recover. But yeah, this Sunday's going to be necessary because yeah, today's going to be bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Are you betting on a hangover?
No, the thing is I came out of the gates really quick. I just got to get myself back to like a base pH level. I got to get some water, got to get some food in me, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It was funny this morning. I was fixing myself breakfast, and Dan came out, and as I was about to offer him some coffee I made, he went outside to the beer fridge and grabbed a big tall boy. He's like, "I'm gonna go take a shower with the beer." And I was like, "All right, I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah,
no coffee for Dan."
Okay, so the only 2 times a year I drink in the morning is during Mizzou football games, because they'll play at 11 because they stink and you got to wake up early and drink, and then St. Patrick's Day. Because I'm not a big day drinking guy. Like, I can do it. I'm not the person who, like, never wants to do it. But, like, I enjoy it when I can. So I've limited myself to these 2 times a year. They're on opposite sides. It's in the fall. It's in the spring. And it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of the most Irish sons of bitches you'll ever see. So... it's fun celebrating my heritage, although this is Monday the 19th, so nobody gives a shit about the Irish anymore, and we could go back to living our poor, miserable, drunk lives.
We get the one day in the United States.
Yeah.
Just the one.
The only thing you're missing is an Irish brogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Do you wish you had one?
Sometimes.
Do you wish you had a full-on Boston accent or an Irish brogue, like from the native country? From Ireland.
You
Am I
can't
an idiot?
understand those people. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes the Irish brogue is, like, way too strong. So, like, I wouldn't want that. I mean, like, if I'm drinking heavily, like, sometimes I just go full Boston anyway. So to just be like that all the time, and then my drunk words just be absolutely slurred bullshit, that'd be kind of fun, so...
Mike and I get way more Chicago-y when we drink, and you just go Boston. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
But it draws us out a
Yeah.
little bit. Day drinking's hard, though. I had
It's
a
a
Irish
marathon,
coffee,
yeah.
and I already feel like I should go to bed. Like, I'm done.
It's a marathon, it really is.
Yeah. Well, for the uninitiated, each and every week
year,
here,
yeah.
each year we do a podcast. Each and every week here on Creatively Challenged, we talk entertainment news, do a recurring segment, review a movie, and discuss random topics that we bring to this $34 card table. And with that, you guys ready for the news?
Yeah. So, 20 years ago, a movie called Superman Lives was planned, and they even had promotional photos shot. And if you scour the internet, you will find a Nicolas Cage, Academy Award winning actor Nicolas Cage, being Superman back in 1998 for the Superman Lives movie. That film got canceled in a pre-production stage. Actually, it might have shot some of it.
I know that it was Tim Burton directed and it went into development hell. There's a lot of concept stuff done, but I don't know that they got any footage. They
Yeah.
just got a lot of things prepared
But
for pre-production.
the ball was rolling on that one, and Nick Cage was going to play Superman. And in hindsight, we look at that as hilarious, but at the time, Nick Cage was awesome. Nick Cage is still awesome. I like Nick Cage. But yeah, he was going to be Superman, and now the Teen Titans Go movie, which is set for summer this year or something. Nick Cage is voicing Superman. So 20 years later, Nick Cage finally gets to be Superman, but for this Teen Titans Go. It's still exciting because it's Nick
An
Cage.
animated movie.
Yeah.
An animated.
Yeah. It's exciting because it's Nick Cage and he finally gets to be Superman, and there's this whole like lore about like his possible Superman role, and I like the creators of this Teen Titans Go is a Cartoon Network like cartoon show, and it's funny for those writers to kind of like say, hey, let's get Nicolas Cage to do that. It's like in for Lego Batman last year, they got Billy D. Williams to be the voice of Two-Face because in 1989 Batman, Billy D. Williams was Harvey Dent, but he never got to be like a Two-Face Harvey Dent. So they let Billy D. Williams voice Two-Face.
Didn't he also voice Lando in the Lego movie?
Yeah, Billy D. Williams does a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
Anytime that Lando shows up for anything, like he'll do the voice for it still because he sounds the same for the last like
Not in the video
40
games
years.
though, right?
Battlefront, he
does.
Lando. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
There's a documentary about this Nick Cage thing, right?
The Superman one?
Yeah.
No.
It's called "The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened."
Mhm.
It's really interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's worth checking out if you have time for a documentary.
Yeah, I didn't
Not
know
everyone
about it.
sets a time aside for them, but that is kind of cool. Because the concept art they had was weird, and I don't know if this movie would have been good.
Probably not.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's neat. I know you guys are kind of critical of it, but I do like the Teen Titans Go show. It's just different than the original Teen Titans. But it's cool that they're getting a theatrical release for a popular cartoon.
The original Teen Titans is better though.
Different show. They're on different levels of comparison.
They're bringing they're doing live action Teen Titans, right? I don't know what kind of process that's in as of this point.
How does they already casted Cyborg and like half the fucking Teen Titans and Deathstroke?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's an adversary to them, but
I thought that was on a TV production, if I'm not mistaken. The Teen Titans. I thought they
Yes.
moved that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be like CW, I think.
Who knows?
Oh my god.
Who knows?
CW.
Is that all we have on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun nod to Superman Lives. That's fun for the writers and creators of that television show to do something like that.
I just fucked this whole thing up.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
And
The Google Docs messed up. What's our next story, Dan?
Earlier this week, a new Two Beasts trailer dropped.
Too Fast, Too Beast.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was bad. I already made the joke.
I know.
Oh. So, The Crimes of Grindelwald is the titled sequel of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. A new trailer dropped this week, heavily centered on Jude Law's Albus Dumbledore. One of the things that I was skeptical about going into the Fantastic Beasts series as a Harry Potter fan was never ever seeing Hogwarts ever again. And then the first shot of this trailer is Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and it's incredible. I'm so excited for this film, but really this trailer is like the most hyped, like awesomely edited trailer I've seen for a Harry Potter film since Deathly Hallows Part 2. But I'm really excited for this film. This trailer is really awesome, but as we discuss seemingly a lot on this podcast, having an awesome trailer doesn't always necessarily turn into a great movie, but this trailer did a lot of things right. Jude Law is doing an incredible Michael Gambon impersonation as the young Dumbledore, and it just looks great. It looks a lot like Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. Newt is going to be with his brother. I forget who is playing Newt's brother, but it doesn't matter. The trailer's awesome. What did you guys think of it?
Well, I really enjoyed it because seeing Hogwarts was so cool because I I just didn't expect to see it. For some reason in
Yeah.
these new movies it just didn't cross my mind, even though I knew Dumbledore was a professor there at this time because it's a prequel. But it was just cool to see it show up, and it looks like from the trailer that they're going to be there for a scene or two, which
Right.
is using it perfectly. But everything else was awesome. They didn't show too much of the story, which was something I really commended. I am curious. The movie's called The Crimes of Grindelwald. I really am curious how much he's going to be in the movie. Because in the Harry Potter movies, what's so great is they always have these long amounts of screen time without Voldemort appearing. And then he comes for like 5 minutes and he's Voldemort and it's amazing and he has such a huge impact on the movie. I think we're going to have a different type of villain here to where I think Grindelwald will definitely be in the forefront of this movie. And it's going to be a bit of a switch up because we're not used to having that type of villain. And we also see Ezra Miller as Credence, it looks like, returning.
Yeah. And the way that played out in the first film, like you knew he was going to come back, especially a young actor like Ezra Miller to kind of give him a big part in the first movie and then just kill him off, it'd be kind of odd. So they kind of played up like he'd come back, but very exciting. Got a good look at Johnny Depp's Grindelwald once again after his appearance in the
He
first
didn't look
film.
too good.
No, he looked like shit. I don't know. That could be the end of the movie, but I don't know. It looks great. Ryan,
He didn't watch it.
you
I did.
Oh,
you
'cause you
hadn't
it,
seen
I
the
wasn't sure.
first film, but you watched this trailer as like a newcomer to the Fantastic Beasts side of the Potter universe. How did this trailer look to you?
Well, the beard on Grindelwald definitely balanced out the blonde hair better.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen his look in the first movie. He looks a lot better. Like, thank God. Just wonder where Colin Farrell is. No, I know what happens. Looks good.
Yep.
I don't know anything, so I have nothing to say. It was a cool trailer. Magic happened. That's it.
Oh, the one thing I meant to say too is I didn't want this to become. I didn't want it to stray away from the Fantastic Beasts because that's the title,
Right.
And the trailer didn't.
Yeah.
I was worried about that when they're like, it's going to become Grindelwald and Dumbledore. I'm like, oh, is this just going to become kind of not formulaic, but just away from what it seemed like it was going to be? Because there were rumors that Newt wasn't even going to be the main character going forward. But J.K. Rowling stepped in and said, no, Newt's the main character. The Fantastic Beasts are what this is about. And I found that very
And
reassuring.
I like that a lot. She's writing it again.
Yeah.
She wrote the screenplay
good.
for the first Fantastic Beasts film, and that movie was awesome. And I'm glad that it did well, and I'm glad there's more coming. Although this really quick before we move on, this trailer also debuted a new like Wizarding World logo. So everybody's got to do a universe now, and everybody's got to kind of have a logo for everything. And the Wizarding World logo is cool. It's like the NBC logo, but if the colors were wands of different people, and
kinda neat.
in the middle is the Elder Wand, Dumbledore's wand, and the wand of one of the Peverell brothers. On the left side is significant wands of significant characters from the Harry Potter series. It's like Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Voldemort. And then on the right side, significant characters from the Fantastic Beasts series with Newt, Queenie, Tina, and Grindelwald.
Now they're planning 5 movies.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I'm thinking it depends on what the year is in this upcoming film and how
I
they're
think
going to
it's going to
stretch
end
it
with
out.
the epic battle between Dumbledore, his brother, and
Right,
Grindelwald.
and that was in 1945 in the Potterverse. So we're still going to be in the no, because the first Fantastic Beast was 1929.
Yeah, they can do that over 5 movies, definitely.
Yeah, there's some good storytelling there.
Yeah.
I trust J.K. Rowling to keep continuity all good with her Harry Potter books. So
Well, they got to Paris then right in time before things get kind of bad over there.
oh yeah,
They got like a good like 8-10 years, so
true.
they just in time. Whew. That could have been bad.
Ooh, you think they never really talk about it in they might actually but it's very small. Like Grindelwald like having Hitler under an Imperius curse.
That's a thing?
Might be. I feel like I remember it in the book, maybe like something about that, or in some sort of Harry Potter lore reading.
I doubt they touch upon the real world.
No
They
way.
Never,
I-
they
they-
never
No way.
have.
That's too
They
heavy.
won't. Yeah, but yeah, that's
That's
kinda
kind of
cool.
that would make a lot of sense.
It's kind of cool.
Well,
Yeah.
our next story. Director of Selma and most recently A Wrinkle in Time, Ava DuVernay, has been announced that she is directing DC's New Gods movie for Warner Brothers. What's that, Dan?
Is that how you say it? DuVernay.
DuVernay. I
Yeah.
could
Looks
be
like close
Duvarney,
enough.
Vernay.
Jim Varney.
Anyways, DC's New Gods are they're characters we have kind of had their worlds hinted at in the Justice League movie. Bit of background: they just all are larger than life characters that live on a planet called Apocalypse, and a planet nearby that I believe is New Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways,
They've got a lot of high hopes for their planet, naming it Apocalypse.
Yeah.
it's Apocalypse with a K and an I. It's not spelled the regular way. But
they made
anyways,
it
that's
cute.
where our big bad Darkseid is, and there's heroes on the opposite planet that then battle him. But the biggest thing to take away is that these characters were created by Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby made some out there characters and some wild visuals. We just recently saw Ava DuVernay handle wild characters and insane visuals in A Wrinkle in Time, and as critics say, it's total dog shit, and things did make sense. So I don't think Ava DuVernay is ready for New Gods, as well as the fact that the DC movies are not ready for the New Gods. We don't have a strong enough base with our heroes to even expand into DC's space universe. So what are they doing? I don't know, but I'm not behind it. You guys? What do you think?
We've kind of kept DC out of the news for it's been a while because we kept having them in, and I think we were all mutually like, let's give it a break, and then this came up,
Now
and
it's
this
the time.
needs to be in here because it maybe she does a good. Obviously, we can never say for sure, but yeah, let's take a director who just made a movie bomb with a huge budget and give her a DC movie. Yeah, that's a fucking great decision. I don't know. I'm just tired of DC, and nothing they're doing is making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, but putting Zack Snyder in charge of their entire, like main universe
Well, he's out now.
that they want to do, not officially.
He's on like a leave, you could say, but like he's not in the
Yeah,
films for the
okay,
foreseeable
he's not,
future.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, after this Wrinkle of Time movie bomb, and some people are gonna say, "Oh, Wrinkle of Time is such a powerful film with all the inclusion that's in it," and Ava DuVernay is a African American female director. Clearly, that's in as of right now, and we're all for inclusion on this podcast, and we're all for diversity. But looking at her film track record, to try and save a dying universe that only really has Wonder Woman at this point in time as a universally loved film, I mean, she's got a lot to do, and with Wrinkle in Time sucking, that's not it's not good that you're kind of putting the advancement of the DC universe on a director that's inexperienced and hasn't really made a good film yet. So I don't know. It's just DC's a mess, and I'm not blaming this on her whatsoever, but DC's a mess, and they just I feel like they keep making the wrong decisions. I'm rooting for her. If New Gods is good, then awesome. But we've said this way too many times. Like, oh well, let's just hope this next one is good. From now on, we just have to assume that every DC movie is going to be bad. Like, even Wonder Woman 2 almost. It's just like, you got to kind of have a grain of salt ready to take, because, like, there's even a chance that Wonder Woman 2 is bad. Let's just take that into account. There's a chance it could be. I hope it won't be, but just everything that's DC at this point in time going forward, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding it.
this is not to say she's not capable either, because Selma, I haven't seen it, but people say it's great, and
I
it's
liked
something
it.
I've actually been really wanting to seek out to see. But some people just don't do blockbusters. They just don't. Some people are just better with biopics or grounded storylines, and it's just so risky to take someone who took a movie that has really bombed. I mean, apparently it's like a huge loss for Disney, and just give her the realm of another huge blockbuster. It just doesn't make sense, and that's what irritates me. Is you're just taking someone who's inexperienced.
Well, it's almost a bad time for her to be a breakthrough black female director because 2 weeks before her movie came out, Black Panther came out, and that is still making all of the money. So,
That's a good point.
you know, like it was kind of poor timing for her, but of the people who did see the movie, didn't like it anyway. So, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah. What's our next story?
Hold on, let me scroll here. Select AMC theaters will be showing all Marvel movies for 31 straight hours before Avengers Infinity War. I believe they did this with Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron.
A lot of theaters.
And my God, if you were able to do this, kudos to you. I cannot. But
is
this is all.
bananas.
I think this is so cool.
Well, yeah, it is. Like, and believe me, like, if they were showing a Harry Potter marathon in theaters, like, I'd sit down and watch.
I've tried. It's
all-
really hard.
all 8. I know, but I could.
I got through Goblet of Fire, and I was like, man, I'm done.
I could, but 31 hours, like 20 films. I'd probably be taking a nap during like Iron Man 3 and like
Dark Thor, Dark
and
World.
and the first couple of Thor movies. And trying to think of other Marvel movies I can nap during. Probably
Not a whole lot of them.
no.
We got
Incredible
the main
Hulk.
ones.
They're not
Hulk's
showing.
still
They're not
okay.
showing Incredible Hulk. They're starting with Iron Man 1.
Incredible Hulk's not that bad.
Yeah, but it's kind
It's
of
just
it's
not
kind
great.
of accepted as not the first movie in
Yeah.
this Marvel universe because they had to change from
Ed Norton.
yeah,
Mark Ruffalo's a better Hulk
I
anyway.
agree. And that he was only in the Avengers films before he was in Thor Ragnarok, but Taika Waititi again, what a director, what a film Thor Ragnarok was, and to kind of bring Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner in as like a main character finally, that where he's not just like, oh no, we got to worry about Hulk getting mad in the Avengers movies. So, you know, I love how there are 31 hours worth of films we're talking about. We're talking
It's
about Mark
nuts.
Ruffalo's
Ryan, do you
Hulk.
think you could do this?
No. I like the idea of the marathons before, like the first Avengers. I thought that was really cool and something reasonable. But I see a headline like this, and I know they did it for Avengers 2, and I'm saying the same thing I said then. Who is this for? Who has the time for the, like, people have jobs. So, like, the only people that can do this are fans of these that are hardcore and, like, in college or lower that have the free time for this. And, like, even we're not going to that. Like, that's
No.
that's a lot to do. And I feel like maybe the audience is just going to be super fans that have the endurance for it. Or it's going to be a rotating door of people coming in for the movies that they want. I got no clue, but who is this for? They might be taking losses on this, but I like that they're supporting the fans on it.
Like Superman, it's just a fun little tidbit in the news this week.
Yeah, I mean, like, back in the, like, 20s and 30s, what they used to do with films is they used to show them, like, all day. So, like, people would walk into a theater like it was just socially acceptable. Like, theater doors aren't, like, closed, and it's not annoying to get up and leave during a movie anymore, or at that time. So people would come in, watch the second half of the movie, and then watch the first half, like, so they'd watch the movie backwards, basically, and then, like, so watch the second half, wait in the theater, watch the first half, and then get up and leave.
Like it's TV. Like you cut it on and it's on afterward again.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I wish they brought back? And they had it with the Hateful Eight? Intermissions.
Yes.
They are so cool. They make it feel like an experience.
It's a bathroom break for
You
anybody who
talk
needs
with your
it.
friends and the intermission standpoint. It's really cool.
And that's just like a play.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go see plays.
I'm not against plays.
I like plays.
Yeah.
There's theaters out here.
Except the SpongeBob musical on Broadway.
Did you go see that?
I read several reviews for it.
Ryan and I talked about it back like around Thanksgiving, I
Yeah.
think, and it just looked odd. Like SpongeBob's like a guy and Patrick's just a fat guy. Like they don't even have like costumes on.
They tackled
They're just
adult
human
themes
beings.
though. They grounded SpongeBob. I really want to like to see it for how stupid that sounds. We just couldn't see it.
No, I mean I'm sure it's fine. Like if it got supported by Nickelodeon and they have like songs by Aerosmith and the Plain White T's writing original music for it, like I'm sure it's fine, but it doesn't mean it doesn't look weird, you know. So
Now, this can be a whole nother topic for another day, but I just have a curious question. What is to date your guys' favorite Marvel movie?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that one's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really hard.
I don't like to do favorites, so I don't know.
Do you have a couple that come to mind immediately?
That and Civil War are really good
Yeah.
because like they paced it very well.
Yeah.
well
I'd
did
say
a
the
lot of
first
things.
Avengers too. Guardians.
Yeah, those are standout ones.
Yeah.
Let's just name them all because they're all great.
Yeah.
Is that all we have in that though?
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna step out for the final one.
That's right.
Because there was a new. Speaking of Infinity
Speaking
War,
of the Avengers,
there was a new Avengers Infinity War trailer.
that's correct.
No, I'm good. Thank you. And this is. I don't think it's the final trailer. It's just said trailer 2 or whatever.
Could be though. I mean, the movie comes out in a month now.
Yeah, end of April now, right? They moved it
Yeah,
up.
they moved it up.
And my God, this trailer looks awesome. They didn't repeat the steps of the first one. There were new lines, new bits of story without revealing too much. There's a scene where Star-Lord, Iron Man, and who's the other one?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man all share a scene together, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
The end of the trailer, Captain America, and Thanos are going at it. I mean, the stakes are high in this one, and it feels like it.
Like-
And I'm so cool too how important Wakanda looks in it.
Right?
Previously,
I
seen
mean,
Black Panther.
there's just so much. And the fact that both trailers have debuted so far and the plot, I mean, the main plot is clear, but there's still so much there. I mean, this film's I don't know what the runtime is. Got to be kind of around
Probably be
two and a
2.5
half
probably.
hours. Like that's what the Russos have done with the film so far. So I trust them so much, and this trailer was more. They have so many characters packed into it, and probably more that we haven't even seen yet.
Definitely.
Like Pepper Potts being in there, and Aunt May maybe, and Ned, and like, and just there's so many side characters that they can do. But then with all the superheroes that are gonna be on the screen together. Like there's a very I mean like Iron Man is with the Guardians through a lot of the trailer, and then he's with Doctor Strange and with the Hulk and he was with them in the first trailer, but then there are scenes without. So I think the way the poster is shown, Iron Man is the main character of this movie.
It looks like
kinda.
Iron Man, Cap, Black Panther, Strange, and Quill. And Spider-Man are the main ones we're
Right.
focusing on in the Avengers. And they already said that Thanos is kind of the main character, who, by the way, everything that has come out of his mouth to this point has been so cool.
Yeah.
Who do you think he's talking to at the end when he's saying like I hope they remember you or something like
Cap.
that? Yeah, I bet he's talking to Cap. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they show Cap, and the last shot of the trailer is Cap being pushed down by Thanos, and things don't look too good for Cap,
No.
unfortunately.
And Thor too. He's getting held by his head.
Yeah. Who is the side guy?
I don't know
Thanos
him.
has that side
Yeah.
guy, and
He has his like little minions.
and he is stabbing Doctor Strange in the face, and that doesn't look good at all.
No, that looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. So let's hope Doctor Strange has his rewind time powers.
Yeah, the one thing everyone stressed in this movie was this movie needs to have stakes. We need to see our heroes lose. And who's the Kevin Feige, right? He's the head at Marvel,
Yes.
right? He came out this week and he's like, guys, be careful what you wish for. Those were his words pretty much. Like, you're asking for stakes and your heroes to die. You might get that in this movie, and it definitely looks like it. It looks like a lot of our heroes are in
There are
danger.
so many, dude. Like Rhodey.
Yeah,
I
he was
just
in the
thinking,
trailer.
like Rhodey's in the trailer. Was he on the poster though? Yeah, he was.
I think so.
And Falcon, dude. There are so many characters
Yeah.
in this movie. It's ridiculous. Also, there's evidence of a flashback scene in the trailer as
Gamora and
well with
Thanos.
Gamora and Thanos, and that'll probably be like very early on in the film. So that's all of our it's all of our evidence. I mean, we've got a month till this film. Like 4 weeks from now, basically, 4.5 weeks until this movie comes out, and goddamn, it's gonna be amazing.
People are gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, how much is left on the timer?
53 minutes until beef.
Ooh, we're making corned beef, obviously, since it is St. Patrick's Day. Can't have St. Patrick's Day without corned beef. We're foregoing the cabbage though.
Yeah. And I forgot to pick up potatoes, but we'll live.
That's all right.
Stepping out was terrific. I got to get some laundry done. Should just do that every week.
You didn't hear us talking about the movie, did you?
I heard, before I started doing laundry, I heard you just say, like, Captain America is there, Thanos is there. It's like, well, these things are facts, so
Yeah.
didn't get spoiled.
Cool encounter.
Yeah, I bet.
Movie's gonna be great.
I'm so excited, dude. Like, this trailer was awesome.
Better than the first one?
First one was more mysterious. This one was like, here are all the characters that are going to be in this
Yeah.
movie, and it's going to be awesome. And more. Like, they couldn't show every character that's going to be in this movie in this trailer, which is bananas because they're just.
I think we're gonna
It's
get
gonna be so
some,
much.
and this is no spoiler. I think we're gonna get some that appear at the end of the movie and carry the plot over because we're gonna see some characters die. And
I
I
agree.
think they're gonna bring in more. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I agree.
But we'll see. We'll stop talking about it since Ryan's back, and let's move on. Avengers: Infinity War.
Yes.
Yeah. Dan, you introduce our next
Yeah, so these recurring topics, they just keep on coming back. We're doing recurring segment. Once again, it's crazy. Would you rather questions are back, and I think all of us picked out 3
Yeah.
that we want to do, so we could do a little snake draft here of our would you rather questions. Who wants to start?
All right. This more or less pertains to Dan, but I'll put it in layman's terms so Ryan can understand it. Now, would you rather see Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather in MMA, UFC, or return to his division, which is the lightweight division where he is the champion? Now, Ryan, this is what I'll describe. Conor McGregor went to a different sport in boxing to fight Floyd Mayweather, and now they're trash talking again where Conor's like, all right, I did your thing, you have to come do mine, which is ridiculously more hard. Like, boxing consists of, just throwing hands, to where in MMA you have to worry about kicks, wrestling, jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
submissions, all these different types of things. And basically it comes down to Floyd Mayweather would get murdered if he went and fought in the MMA because it is so much more diverse and difficult. So which would you rather see? Personally, I would rather see Conor fight in his own division because he has now won 2 division titles that he has never defended. And I am kind of sick of him not fighting other people in the UFC. And if he fought Floyd, it would just be exactly how the outcome is.
That's the thing. Paying for an event. I mean, we paid for the Mayweather McGregor fight, knowing what was going to happen, but still being excited when Conor got in a few good punches on Floyd. Conor's a beast on the ground, so he would destroy that fight. It'd be done in 1 round. It'd be
He'd
done.
kick him in the leg and he'd break his leg.
Yeah,
it'd be
done in a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Conor come back and fight for the UFC and fight in his own division because he's so good for the sport. He's put the sport on the map, and he's such a great athlete to have. He's such a great promoter for the sport, and I want to see him fight again.
Yeah.
it would just be a money grab if they went back.
Right.
Then definitely, yeah, just fighting his lightweight.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Rye, what's your?
Oh. Would you rather live in a country where you don't know the native language that's mainly spoken, or be mute in your own country and have to communicate with sign language?
Dude, this is tough actually. What country do I live in?
But your choice could be Spain.
It's not like Australia. It's
No,
like somewhere you couldn't.
Australians speak
I
English.
know,
I'm
I know.
aware.
He said foreign country.
No, a country where you don't know the native language.
Yeah.
I know mine.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll let Dan think about it.
No.
go ahead.
If you have one, speak it.
Otherwise,
don't
we
want
got
dead
dead
air.
I'd rather be mute, definitely,
Mm.
because I don't want to live anywhere else.
Yeah, you like this country. That
Fucking
makes sense.
America's awesome.
That's a sacrifice you'd make.
And yeah, you're not that disadvantaged. You can
No.
still get around every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to like learn sign language, or do you just know it?
Let's say you know it. You're mute.
Oh, then I do that because America's the best country in the world.
Yeah. And it's not the most debilitating disability to be mute either.
No,
Like,
my,
you still have a career.
my
Get
only
around
thing
fine.
is I
Yeah.
can't really like yell and scream when people piss me off, and that's one of my favorite things to do is yell and scream when people piss me off.
But you could be like Eliza in The Shape of Water, like when people piss you off, and you could be like
could
signing
sign
like
them.
"fuck you."
Yeah,
and
but
awesome.
then they wouldn't know.
I know that's what's
It's
funny
for you.
though.
No, but for me,
No.
I like when people know that I don't like them.
You can have emotion when you're doing it.
Like, yeah, but still,
I know it's not the same,
it's
but
different
there's
meaning.
yeah.
My first one. Would you rather have your significant other be a stripper or not know what they do and have them tell you not to worry about money?
Christ. You would always be thinking about
What
where
they
that money.
do,
Yeah,
but you don't have to
But
work.
that would ruin it.
Yeah.
But are they committed to me and like a great person in a relationship?
As a stripper?
No. Like when you don't know what they do, when they come home, are they cordial? Do they want to bang?
Yeah,
all
but
that
you
kind of
go to
stuff.
college for 4 years and you've got a degree on the wall, but you don't have to work because she's doing God knows what and she doesn't tell you and you don't know.
But she's a good like wife and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
The unknowing would kill me, so I'd go. I guess. Do they eventually not become strippers? Do they get a degree, or is just strippers indefinitely?
Like they have a degree, like let's say she's got like 2 jobs. Like one is just like she's getting her money by like she does like she might like work as like a stocker or cash register at like a store, and then at night she's a stripper and brings home a lot of money.
Okay. I guess just stripper. Either one's gonna hurt you, but at least with one you know,
Right.
so that's better. What about you?
Well, as a stripper, she's not like having sex with other guys.
No.
It's just she shaking it for dollar bills, and other guys get to look at your wife while she's, up there shaking it for dollar bills. So that's not bad, but who's making the money doesn't matter to me. It'd just suck to not know what
Exactly.
she's doing. But I think I'd still go with that because if I wouldn't have to worry about money, all I have to do is worry about like if we have kids, then I can just be the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
That's the ideal life.
Are you
so.
secretly gunning for that in a way?
Yeah.
I tend to try and talk to medical students. Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. All right.
All right. Would you rather have a life of adventure or a life of relaxation?
Adventure.
Yeah, adventure.
I mean, everyone wants to lead an adventurous life. They just don't have the means to do so.
Right.
Definitely adventure.
Yeah. If I had the capability to just travel every weekend, I would.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if it's to go like to Tokyo and have lunch, or to like go into like a Brazilian jungle and find an artifact, like that'd be the next week. That'd be cool. Like, and I'd do that. I mean, I love sitting on my couch and watching TV and drinking beer, but that's me not having the means of going to do an adventure. And people who are like, come on, it'll be an adventure, like going to like a different bar that they don't normally go to. Like, that's not an adventure. Like,
Yeah.
what I just described, like going to Tokyo for lunch, that's an adventure. So if I had the means for that, yeah, being adventurous is way better than anything that I do now.
You know what I hated when I was like dating a little more frequently before I'm happy with my girlfriend right now is when I would go on dates with girls and like when they're talking about what they like, they're just like, I like to go on adventures.
What does that mean?
What?
You hike?
Yeah, like what kind of life are you envisioning with this? Like, we're not gonna go on like a jungle Jeep ride or something. What do you mean by that?
It's like you like to order a vanilla cone at McDonald's and grab it like an asshole.
Yeah, like
Like, that's not an
I went to
adventure.
Shangri-La over the summer.
what's the expectation there?
Yeah.
Like, no one wants their life to be fucking mundane. Everyone likes, if they mean like travel, everybody likes to travel.
Yeah.
That's not an interest.
The definition of adventure has been stretched way too
Yeah.
bad. Like, you don't adventure unless you are leaving your normal comfort zone to go do something else.
Yeah.
Like getting lunch in Tokyo, for Christ's
Yeah.
sake.
We got to bring the scale for adventure back up because for some people it's just leaving the house.
Yeah.
I went on a little ice cream adventure earlier. I was bad.
I usually go to the creamery, but I went to Baskin Robbins.
It's like, oh, you are quite the young Indiana Jones
And
there,
guess
aren't
what?
you?
Guess what? I didn't get vanilla. I got a twist.
I
Ooh.
tried the limited time flavor.
Ooh.
Really risking it.
You got the blue goo.
Blue goo, famous flavor.
Yeah.
Not really sure what flavor.
What did you do?
I do adventure.
Okay,
Definitely.
Yeah, we didn't even
yeah.
ask. Sorry.
And I'm a hermit, and I do adventure.
Hermit crab.
Because if you had the means, everyone wants the adventure.
Absolutely,
We
yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Would you rather be 10 minutes late to everything or 20 minutes early to everything?
Early.
Early.
I love being
Big
early.
time.
Being early is being on time.
Yeah. It is.
I'm
It is.
always kind of 20 minutes early to everything already. So, yeah.
I was reading about James Madison, and he's quickly become my favorite founding father because that guy, I want to say it was for the writing of the Declaration of Independence or some other sort of important article. He showed up to the city 12 days early to do his homework for like prepping this to just make sure like everything was fucking terrific. He just showed up 12 days early, and so now he's my hero because I make it a mission to show up 10 minutes early at least for everything.
Yeah.
So 20 minutes, not a sacrifice.
He's the man. He wrote the Constitution.
Although
Yeah.
showing up 20 minutes early for like a haircut appointment, it kind of suck. You
That
just
would
have to
suck.
Sit there and like read Parade magazine for a little bit, for like 10 extra minutes.
Yeah, but in that time of waiting too, it's like, oh, I have a haircut in 20 minutes. You know, it's like, and you don't do anything anyway. You sit on the couch with your thumb up your ass for 20 minutes, then and then you leave.
The barber I go to will give you a drink. You can buy like a beer or something, so that's,
That's
not
pretty
bad.
cool.
Yeah, they help you out. So it's for those kind of people.
They give you alcohol to underage.
I
drink
have
and
not
drive
purchased
with.
it.
You break the law, right?
No,
I like beer.
beer is good.
All
Beer
right,
is good.
Let's move on
Beer's
after
dope,
My
Dan.
second terrible joke of the episode.
Would you rather always be able to pick the songs played everywhere you go, or drink for free, but your least favorite band or artist is constantly playing?
Can you say it again?
Would you rather be able to pick the songs played everywhere you go, or drink for free, but with your least favorite band or artist always playing?
Pick the song.
Yeah.
Be miserable if I drank for free and then like I wouldn't be able to enjoy it if I heard in the back of my head.
I generally leave places when I don't like the music.
Yeah,
Like I tell people like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going home or something. No, it's because I don't like the music.
it's integral to a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like paying too. Like the act of like buying drinks for people, while it would be nice to have them for free, it's like so cool to do. It's such a great gesture.
Dan?
It's kind of tough for me because if you poison yourself enough, like you won't even hear music anymore. But you could get way too drunk in like 20 minutes. But you get to drink for free, and drinks are expensive.
Yeah.
I feel like I could deal with it because every bar we go to anyway, I hate the music except for piano. And they're played by terrible amateurs.
You guys have never been to that bar when they have like the best people playing, and it's like it's a whole different experience. Even though it's still fun.
If I got to pick the music we played, that'd be awesome because I'd just play like classic rock up to like 2000s, like like garage rock band songs, like Green Day and Blink-182 and Killers. But I don't know, because sometimes you need to listen to that bullshit rap.
I don't.
It makes your songs a little more special, maybe.
Exactly.
But your songs would never show up.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the
But I get
double edge.
I get to poison myself for free.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to pick the music everywhere I go, but drinking for free.
You're economical.
Oh yeah.
I remember last year, Dan and I. It was like before finals week, or it was finals week, and I spent.
We finished finals week. You and I were both done with our tests. Mike didn't come out because he still had one test left.
That's right.
So it was me, you, and Dave, I believe.
He showed up later.
And Ryan and I paid to play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley 5 times in a row at Big 12. And like maybe 2 people noticed, other than us.
I spent $30 on songs that night.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. That was no good. Worth it though. It was a fun time.
That was a
If you have
great
money
time.
to blow. It was right after I got my tax return, so
Well,
wasn't too worried about that. Mike?
Would you never have to work again, or you never have to sleep again?
Never sleep again, big time. You could be a lot more productive if you don't get tired.
Imagine just having energy
Yeah.
all the time.
And then you'd be able to use your time better since you're spending half a day doing your other things.
But never having to work again is always the dream in my book.
Good point.
would you have some sort of income if you never worked?
That's what I'm assuming. It
Yeah.
doesn't specify.
goes
'Cause
with
it's not
that.
like you're a bum.
Yeah.
So
Taken
fuck.
care of.
Never having to sleep would be amazing. But man, I love a life of leisure, so I'm going with never having to work.
If there's some sort of set income,
Let's say there is. And something reasonable, like $100K a year. Actually, no, that's not reasonable because you would have to work. So, no, you just have a bunch of money. You don't have to work again.
well, that's just like be rich or not or not sleep so you could have more time to try and become rich.
Well, and it's like you could just do more stuff. You know, like okay, so you never run out of energy, so you come home from work and you could still do some fun stuff.
But the act of sleep, whether I need to do it or not, is just so like it's just part of living. Like you just need to do it. Like I like the fact that there are like 6 to 9 hours where I can just sleep and not have to worry about anything. You know, my body can recuperate from whatever, and like you don't. People lose sleep over stress and everything like that. I've always been able to just go to bed regardless of what's going on, and like just for whatever amount of peace I get, I love sleeping. So I'm going the life of leisure, no work, solely because I like sleep. I mean, having more time to do stuff would be nice, but like the act of sleep is incredible. And when you're up and energized at like 4 a.m. and nobody else is, like, what are you gonna do?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a movie star with millions of dollars or a real life hero with average income and little fame due to your actions? No one has recognized your actions as much as they should have. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not that narcissistic. I'd like to just live a good life.
The only thing that keeps you on the other side maybe is the millions of dollars, which wouldn't really. You could just stop being.
That
movie
is
star.
nice, but I picture like being a Hollywood star as being also like segregated from society and a really privileged individual.
Everybody feels like they know you.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst thing. Like
You can't live a life of comfort either. Everywhere you go, people notice you.
like people kind of like thinking they know you because they enjoy your work, and that's just got to be odd, because it's like, I mean, Walton Goggins has only seemed to play like psychopaths in his movies and TV shows, but I'm sure he's not a psychopath. So like people like thinking he's gonna be crazy in real life, like that's bananas.
Question. Actually, can I be a writer or director? Because that might change things. Because then I'm actually doing what like I would love to do.
The big thing here is the fame, so I think that like you can't have one.
Okay,
answer without the
I
other.
won't focus on the profession then. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted that to make sure.
I kind of like to be an author.
You could write a book about your hero-ness, but I guess that would be Is that narcissism if you did something nice? and you
Someone
wanted
should
to-
write it
Yeah,
about
because
you.
because the thing is like the point of your would you rather is nobody knows, and you just kind of leave
Good
a
point.
good life. But if you read a book about it, then you're asking to be praised.
You are.
So I just want to be like a famous author, and people, read my work, and I get paid for writing, which is, what I'm at school for. That's what I want to do. So, yeah.
Wait, so-
that's kind of the dream.
Would you rather be the hero in the terms of the question?
No, I'd rather make millions of dollars writing.
It has to be movie star though,
Yeah.
because of the
Oh,
fame.
it's
that's-
a
that
The
was
fame
just
is
the-
tied
oh,
to
yeah,
the
the-
fame
yeah,
is
yeah,
tied
yeah.
with it.
That's why, yeah, because
Oh, I think I'd still. I think.
It's not it's not profession based. It's fame and
No.
like money
It's
based.
fame and money based if you're a movie star.
yeah, that's why, because the other is the opposite. Granted,
Just be.
you could just quit being a movie star. You might be recognized still, but then you got your millions.
Well,
so
I can
there's
still be a good person as a movie star.
yeah.
You could be.
And in a way, I was trying to play devil's advocate here. You could still affect people's lives if you do meaningful work.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah,
Doing
that's
that.
a good
You could.
point. That's a
Doing
great
It's just
point.
different than like if you were a firefighter, you know?
The stipulation should probably be like be a movie star and not really do anything for society, or be a hero and make an average income. I think that's a better contrast.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying it. You're right. Then I guess for real life hero, if you're gonna be like a piece of shit,
I'd rather help people.
yeah,
Yeah, if that's the case.
yeah, we want to say that, but millions of dollars sounds nice too.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. So this is one of those
We're
where
adding
just
a lot of
blown it up.
wrinkles to this one, though.
Yeah,
Wrinkle in Time.
this is a wrinkle in Would You Rather, directed by Ava DuVernay.
DuVernay.
It's horrible.
Right, you turn into a lettuce.
Oh god, that happens in A Wrinkle in Time. Don't
Yeah.
see it.
I just realized my last one's kind of similar to yours, but
Who?
I guess
Just ask.
I
Yeah,
guess
ask
it kind of depends. Would you rather rule the world or live homeless in a world with no problems?
What, is homeless being a problem?
It's not like a national problem. There are still homeless people. Just the
Okay.
numbers are way down, and you're one of them.
If you get to make that decision, because I don't trust myself to make the world better if I ruled it, no, I couldn't make the world better. So I'm gonna say fix the problems, just be a bum.
Yeah, for the collective good.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind just living on change. Hopefully, you get in a good city where there's garbage.
Dan would wear a black cloak and have electricity run through his fingers and sit in his battle station in space.
Yes, and then I'd make Elon Musk like discover interplanetary like travel, and then I'd rule the galaxy.
Dude, that's your guy, man. He'd be like your head
That's what I'm
scientist.
saying, dude. Like, if anybody's gonna be like an evil genius, it's him. And then when I rule the world, like Elon Musk is gonna be like my lead scientist. He's gonna be like Krennic, and then he gets killed.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
After he's made like the device that can change the universe.
Yeah.
He gets too like he his political aspirations are too high,
Yeah.
and then he gets killed by the weapon that he constructed.
Right. But basically, I want to be Sheev.
Okay. Chief Palpatine, the character from the Star Wars prequels, who is the Emperor, as well as in the regular Star Wars movies.
But let's put this into
For context.
perspective. Like how did the Empire lose? Their leaders were Sheev Palpatine, underneath him Darth Vader and Tarkin, and underneath them Grand Admiral Thrawn and Director Krennic, and they lost. Like, come on.
Yeah. They lost because the rebellion was too strong. I mean, the power to,
They're all hung individuals.
yeah, but individuals don't make an army.
I know.
They live in a universe where there is a supernatural guiding force that makes everyone that is good better than the bad people. So
That too. That too.
that is why.
I love how this just turned into a Star Wars conversation.
Yeah. But I picked that one like knowing full well that I wanted to be.
You're like, I want to
that
be the
I
emperor.
wanna rule the world. Yeah.
Now, are you like Chancellor Palpatine, or are you like Sheev Palpatine?
Oh, I'm Sheev Palpatine, baby.
Like, what? Are you,
Emperor. What?
Sorry.
No, I would do the same thing as you did.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I just can't do the homeless thing.
So you'd have the scars and everything.
Yeah, because then I can address my empire and say, an attack on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Is that all we have on Would You Rather's there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we saw a movie this week.
Oh, wait.
Nope. You want to plug?
Yeah.
Plug.
So if you heard any of these,
Just get your yawn out of
Hold on.
the
Can
way.
you make that audible, Dan?
yeah.
Please.
So if you got an answer to any of these would you rathers, or if you have any of your own to ask us, let us know on the social medias and our comments. Leave a 5-star review because we're all 5-star men, and subscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe when you do so on iTunes. But let's get back to the whole we saw
a movie this week. We saw Tomb Raider, directed by Roar Uthog, which I'm sure that's how you say it. It's a weird name.
His name is just as good as the movie that he made. Not good.
Roar Uthog, everyone. And it stars Alicia Vikander, Dominic West, Walton Goggins, and Daniel Wu. Lara Croft, the daughter of a missing adventurer, must push herself beyond her limits when she finds herself on the island where her father disappeared. Let's get right into the pros. What did you guys think of this movie?
Alicia Vikander. That's the pro, because she's like a fun character, as an Academy Award winning actress. Like, she was still able to kind of put emotion into this role and adapted a pretty good Lara Croft, but I kind of like the Japanese guy, but the action was kind of good, I guess, too. But yeah, I got a lot more wrong with this movie than right. So Alicia Vikander, the Japanese guy, and the action was cool. That's it.
I think if someone other than Alicia Vikander had been in this role, this movie would have been as bad as The Mummy.
Yeah.
I do think that she carries the movie through a lot of poor writing, and she's a really talented actress, and I think she really does try in this movie. She didn't just collect a paycheck like some of the other actors in it. She was very good. And as Dan hinted at, the action was well shot, even though it was exhausting, and that was kind of one of my negatives at the same time. It was easy to track, and it was actually entertaining. There were some cool chase sequences. There were some cool shootouts. So, yeah, at times it felt like a video game to a fault, but it was not horrible, and there were some cool sequences in this movie that were not utter trash.
Yeah.
So, Alicia Vikander, and I'd say the action was by Roar Uthaug. He actually constructed some pretty cool action sequences.
Yeah, that's the highest praise I have, too. It was, out of all the movies in 2018 I've seen and in 2017, like, I was very pleased with the action direction. That was so fun to follow and was actually kind of exciting. I was all about that. He did a great job. And you got to be happy that another video game movie has been made. Hollywood has not given up on them, and I think if they just keep trying to get it right, at some point, they will. And I was somewhat entertained by this movie, and that's about all there is to say on that. Anything else on pros?
No, that's it.
Cons.
Well, it's another swing and a miss for video game films. the formula for this film played out like a game, considering Tomb Raider is a game. It was a dialogue sequence, action, stealth, dialogue, repeat. That's how the whole movie went, and it kind of got exhausting by the end. This movie was an hour and 58 minutes. It felt like 3 hours, and there were incomplete side plots that were introduced and then didn't make sense. And I feel like the original cut of this movie might have been like 2.5 hours, so that like all of those side plots could kind of get answered. And then they're like, wait, nobody will care about this movie if it's 2.5 hours long. But I didn't care about it, and it was an hour and 58. And but because they still could have made a good movie in an hour and 58, but they left side plots unanswered. The formula was predictable, and just it wasn't performed like well at all. Other than Alicia Vikander and kind of the Japanese guy, like everybody else was phoning it in. All the side characters, Dominic West and Walton Goggins were both kind of just getting their money's worth and getting out. It felt very, just not good, and it's unfortunate because that showed. And I was kind of rooting for this movie, but like I said, video game movies have another swing and a miss here.
Yeah, for all the reasons you said with the writing, I completely agree with. My biggest negative was, and I really dislike when movies do this. I hate on movies pretty hard when they do expositional dialogue, and this movie does do it, but it does it in such a way that it treats the audience like they're dumb, and that actually like aggravates me because I'm like, I go to the movies, I know how to fucking listen to lines, I'm not checking my phone. And it's like they're sitting there, and they do it 3 times in this movie to where they just like Alicia Vikander says things out loud, and then they do a flashback sequence to when it was said previously in the movie to connect the dots. And it's like, I get it, I'm not an idiot, and neither is anyone else sitting in this theater, so don't treat us like we're stupid. So that number 1 pissed me off. And number 2, I have said this multiple times. Walton Goggins is like, I think, one of the most charismatic actors around today. He's just very underrated and underknown. He's been in Justified, Vice Principals, and The Hateful Eight. Stole the show in The Hateful Eight, and that movie has Kurt Russell and Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Also in Django Unchained.
He's also in Django Unchained. That's correct, in the side role. But yeah, so he is a formidable actor, and in this movie, he doesn't get a lot of content to work with. We literally made a joke after this movie that he goes, dialogue, meh, I'm gonna pout. Dialogue, meh, I'm gonna pout. And it just got old after a while. And I was just like, can you really not utilize this talented actor and write him some decent source material? He doesn't show up till halfway through the movie, and he doesn't even feel like an adversary. I will go on record saying that this movie didn't need an adversary. It could have been just as entertaining with Laura and Daniel Wu going to the island and searching for the treasure and just battling the environments. I think that could have been equally as cool. But instead, you need this cheesy villain that is so one note, and it was a really big letdown for me.
Because, I mean, like we all said, like, we enjoyed the action, like, despite this film having literal shot-for-shot recreations of cutscenes from the Tomb Raider video game, like, the parts where she was, like, falling or jumping through, like, whatever, like, that was cool. And then when she did the parachute and she got stabbed by a tree branch, like, that added stakes to the film. Like, I liked that part, but it was just the repeated formula of just the bad dialogue and everything like that in between that just didn't make this movie good.
Also, Walton Goggins, in his first intro, I think he, like, kills a couple people, and then later a sequence happens where he keeps a specific character alive, and it made no sense. and I don't want to talk about it because it's a spoiler, but he
but-
shoots someone in the arm instead of killing him and keeping him alive. I'm like, no. Like, he should have
He
killed
shot
him.
several
That
people in
would have
cold
made him a
blood.
villain. Why is it just because it's this guy who's a supporting character in the movie does he survive?
Yeah.
It really pissed me off.
Yeah, bad writing.
And very much as you were saying, bad character development. Especially the one that shined most to me was Daniel Wu's character Lu Ren. He has this whole arc with slave rebellion that is absolutely wasted time. The entire plot advanced without them, and they never actually contributed anything after they were freed, and they try to make this big thing out of it, but they didn't do anything. All of the events of the film would have happened without spending time on that arc. And the plot is the biggest gripe that I have. It typically only advanced through these immense exposition dumping scenes. Like in the beginning the beginning scene is the father explaining what they're trying to find on the island in the first place. Why didn't they just make a scene in a flashback sense explaining why they're on the island in the first place rather than just showing like
Or start with his dad on the island.
Exactly.
Or her dad on the island.
exactly.
Yeah.
And as Mike said, flashbacks are a major crutch that are used throughout the movie. We'll have a scene set up where there's a clear ominous tone and suspicion is laid out, and then when Lara figures it out, in the next scene there would be a flashback to that just happened a minute ago, and it was so clear with the tone that that's suspicious, but no, they have to go back and Lara has a shocked face, and they're changing her origins to where in the video games she previously. She in this movie just fell into being an explorer and just is perfect at everything. And in her original video game origin, she was college educated. She dedicated her life to being skilled and an explorer. And in this, she just does martial arts as a hobby and is also an incredible one-shot kill to the heart archer. We don't see any character flaws with her other than the fact that she is sad for 7 years about her missing father, and she always just falls through old decrepit set pieces. Those are her flaws. There's 2, and there's nothing else, and there's not a lot to this movie.
Yeah.
So what's your scores?
1.5 out of 5.
1.5.
I really I didn't like this movie, and it's an afterthought at this point. I'm already forgetting bits of it.
I'm going 2.5.
I'm going 2. Does anyone have a calculator?
Yeah.
That's a 2.
That's a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tomb Raider is getting a
There's a
2 from us.
Quick math, Mike.
Yeah, good
Well,
job.
1.5 and 2.5. What's the in
1.5
between?
plus 2.5 Kingdom Hearts HD remix.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to see a movie,
Go see Black Panther again.
yeah, actually, that's a better way to spend your time. But is that all we got on that?
Well,
They
watch,
better not make a Last
Oh.
of Us movie.
dude, they set up a fucking sequel at the end of this movie.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
not gonna make enough money to get one.
Hopefully, it doesn't. Is that all we have?
Play the Tomb Raider video games instead. They're better.
Ryan doesn't even like those either.
I don't like them.
You don't?
I played the first and made it halfway and stopped.
It's the same formula as the movie. It's a worse. The new Square Enix one is kind of like a worse Batman Arkham Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
Um,
that play style.
Kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. Apparently, it's a different story, but some scenes are similar. For our main topic this week, totally unrelated, I was wondering what mascot or character at a theme park would you want to be? You always go to a theme park, you'll see Mickey, you'll see the princesses, you'll see Megatron at Universal or Frankenstein, things like that. I was wondering who would you want to be to have fun as, or who's kind of a reflection of you that you would want to play if you had that job?
I would love to be Captain Hook.
Ooh.
He is awesome. He is one of the best Disney villains there is. I'd love to scare the shit out of some kids. I hope there's interaction with the croc. I don't know.
Hopefully.
But that'd be a lot of fun to do. And yeah, Hook is awesome, but I'd love to talk in that voice he has, screw around with some kids.
Let
Do some slapstick humor.
Yeah.
That blasted Peter Pan. Shmee!
You get to like be kind of a dick to kids for a job,
Yeah.
and it's okay. That'd be awesome.
It's so cool too because I rewatched the movie last semester because I had to for my Disney class, and just like when he's sitting back and Shmi's shaving him, and you just hear din 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 and it's the clock ticking in the crock. It's so iconic and so cool, and just I hadn't seen that movie in probably a decade, and I rewatched it and I realized how awesome Captain Hook is.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Have you guys seen Hook, the one with Robin Williams?
Yeah,
I like it.
It's a good
Okay.
movie.
I don't
Never
think
seen it.
and Dustin Hoffman plays
Yes.
Hook, right? Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, and Julia Roberts is Tink.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
I like that a lot. The only thing when I was thinking about this question earlier this week, in both Florida or California parks, those costumes are going to be a real bitch in the heat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, you probably only do like 30-minute appearances.
Hmm.
That's it. For like at least a couple hours.
Okay.
You
then
probably
get to
only
go
do
ice
like a
bath.
quick like meet and greet, and then you go into the bowels of Disney World and you take a bath or something like that. I don't know.
I couldn't be like nice for a whole day. I just know my personality, and I think being a villain would be more fun for me and easier to get into character with because I could be like pretending but not really.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting in the heat sweating in that Hook costume.
Dude, getting hired by Disney would be so dope.
Yeah, they have their own school.
They do. And they have like an internship program that I applied for, and I'm probably not gonna hear back from them.
Hey,
at all.
maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. Who would you be, Dan?
This was a tough one for me, you know. Like I because like, you know, I all of my favorite characters are like my favorite because they talk and they're quick witted and you know everything like that. But then like when I think of like Disney parks, like people in costumes, I think of the Pluto video where Pluto gets punched in the nuts and then he chases the kid around. And then I think of that video. I think of a video where Sully, like swats a kid with his big lanky arms.
Oh my God.
And then there's this one where Mike Wazowski, it just falls over on his face, and that's just it's really funny. And it just seems like torture, but I don't know. My favorite Disney character from my favorite Disney movie of all time is Woody from Toy Story. I didn't want to go with Woody from Toy Story because Mike guessed it, but yeah,
Off air.
yeah, but that's who I'd be.
Buzz would be fun too.
Yeah.
Buzz would be a
You'd
lot
get
of
to be
fun.
like
You get to
official
pal
with the
around, but
kids.
the thing about all the Toy Story characters at the Disney parks is when you yell out "Andy's coming," all the people in the Toy Story costumes like fall on the ground and pretend to be toys.
That
so
is
cool.
awesome.
Right? So to have something like that, like that's really cool. Just kind of like an unwritten rule of Disney World when you work at Disney World and you're the Toy Story toys. If somebody yells "Andy's coming," you have to like lay down and be a toy.
That's so cool.
yeah.
I would love to be Beauty and the Beast's Gaston at the park.
Because you get to actually be a guy. You don't put on a head.
Yeah, they have to wear like the big suit that's got like the muscles built in and have the fake hair. But you can watch a lot of, as Dan said, you can watch a ton of videos of people interacting with these characters, and I have always loved the Gastons because they have to pick like these really like you get to be like a misogynistic kind of like asshole guy all day, not like demeaning to women, but like all up in your own shit, and you have to be like ultra charismatic the whole time all day, and so you just get to be arrogant and like hit on Belle all day, and like the guys do like push-up contests with guests that ask them to, and it's hilarious. I would love to be a guest on, and you also don't have a giant head on you, so you just get to have your own face.
And you eat a lot of eggs.
I do. I sure do. I'm kind of similar. I'm kind
Now
of
you're
similar
a
to him.
man. You eat 5 dozen eggs, and you're roughly the size of a barge, Ryan.
I'd hate myself if I ate 5 dozen eggs.
Oh my
You know,
God.
I read an article that Disney was considering, they're not going to now because of the end of Beauty and the Beast, obviously, but they were considering during production with how good Luke Evans was, they were considering doing his own movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dude, he was so good in that movie.
Yeah. Just what would he do?
Exactly.
What would
Like,
he do?
You can't root for Gaston. He's a
No.
fucking asshole.
No,
Yeah.
maybe like him in the war or something. What
That's a
war did
different
he
movie.
fight in? What time was that?
I thought he was a hunter.
I thought
I'd
they
say like early
in the new movie they were
early
saying worse
1800s.
probably Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right if I'm thinking of the timeline.
Right.
That's a good
Yeah.
pick though.
And a big shout out to like high standards for these things. The Benny the Bull for the Chicago Bulls, you have to be talented in comedy and dancing, acrobatics. That is probably one of the most skilled jobs ever, and I hope that whoever does that is paid well.
He wins best mascot every year.
Benny
Yeah.
the Bull is consistently picked and recognized as like the best mascot in all
Yeah.
professional sports because of everything he does. Like, it's crazy. That's all. And the Phoenix Suns gorilla comes in as the second best. 'cause
Really?
The Phoenix Suns gorilla is the NBA's oldest mascot, but he, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, whoever's under those horns. So for Benny, they're a perfect person. I mean, at least with skills. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anybody in promotions, like, that's so cool. If you're at Disney World and you're the guy who wears a polo or you're underneath the Sheriff Woody mask, then God bless you, because, you know, you people all have the patience that we don't, and you get to work for companies and organizations that make a lot of money, and hopefully you get a good check from that as well, and you make people happy, whether it be NBA mascots to professional sports mascots to working at Disney World or Universal. You know, if you hate your job, don't. You know, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
You have the creatively challenged official seal of recognition and appreciation if you are in some sort of
Promotion.
promotion.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah.
I have one last quick tidbit. I was at a panel at Comic-Con, and the writer of Batman in the early 2000s was Buzz Lightyear. And he was saying, like, when you get into the tunnels under the park, he said he's, like, saw the weirdest stuff between, like, the characters. Because they're still people. When they go out of sight, they're still people. And he's saying, like, he'd go down in the tunnels and he's sweating because he's in the Buzz costume. And then he'd see, like, two of the princesses down there, like, smoking or, like, making out. And just see that stuff there because it's the Wild West once you're down in those tunnels.
No, all the princesses are like have to be really pretty too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But just a little tidbit.
yeah.
It's cool.
Except for like Ursula.
Ursula wears a costume, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the
she
giant
has
head
to,
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does like Hades and stuff.
My dad's coworker's daughter is an Ariel.
That's really cool.
Being Hades would be fun too. You just get to be a smart ass.
Well, you don't get to be because you have a big head on and you don't get to talk.
They're like the stereo goes over for them. And Disney's so different now with Star Wars. They have the stormtroopers patrolling.
That's why I
so
didn't
cool.
pick. Like I saw Kylo Ren on there, and I'm like, yeah, obviously I'd pick him.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, but that sucks because you get to be Darth Vader, but you have to like lose to kids in a lightsaber battle.
Yeah, I guess.
yeah. fuck
If
that.
you actually tried, you would destroy those kids.
Yeah,
Well, is that all we have on that?
but then like Darth Vader gives them like compliments. He wouldn't do that.
No.
No.
He'd force choke them and kill them. We've seen Darth Vader kill many children in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So he wouldn't let those kids win.
Of course not.
All those kids suck. I didn't get to go to the Jedi school. I was too old for it.
Any final thoughts?
No.
Mike?
No, I don't have anything.
I know you're thinking about this beef we're about to have.
Yeah, I just got up to check.
All right. And that is this week's podcast. Remember that each and every Monday morning we upload to YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Give us a follow on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with what we're putting out there. And as always, thank you for listening.
What are we seeing next week?
Ready Player One?
No,
is that
that's
the
the
one?
week after. It's either gonna be I doubt Isle of Dogs is showing.
But
I
if
hope
it
it
is,
is,
Isle
but
of
it's
Dogs.
Okay.
Pacific. If not, it's Pacific
Well,
Rim.
we're going to have an
Uprising.
episode next week. Ditto with what Ryan said, and we love you. That's a terrible end to an episode.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us.